on Islam.
In the beginning, Adam and Eve. Though in Islam, God created them equally out of dust, not one from the other.
Adam and Eve were created equally from dust, according to the Quran. Diane doesn't give us a reference for this lovely teaching, and she couldn't if she tried, because the Quran doesn't say it. What does the Quran say? Surah 4:1, O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who created you from a single person, Adam, and from him, Adam, he created his wife, Eve. Surah 7:189, It is he who hath created you from one person, and out of him produced his wife, that he might dwell with her. If that's not clear enough, in Sahih al-Bukhari 33:31, Muhammad said, Woman is created from a rib. Are men and women created equally from dust in Islam? Only if Diane Sawyer turns out to be a higher authority than Muhammad and the Quran. Good luck with that, Diane.
And until Jesus comes, in the Quran he sits at the right hand of God.
Jesus sits at the right hand of God. That's what Christians believe, but is that what the Quran says? Once again, no chapter, no verse. Why? Because the Quran never says it. The Quran does say in Surah 3:55 and Surah 4:158 that Allah raised Jesus to himself, but that's not the same thing as saying that Jesus now sits at the right hand of Allah. According to Muhammad in Sahih al-Bukhari 34:30, Jesus is in the second heaven with John the Baptist, several heavens away from Allah, certainly not at Allah's right hand.
And also in the Quran, the heart of Islam, Muhammad's 5 pillars.
Sorry, Diane, but the 5 pillars don't come from the Quran. They come from the Hadith. You won't find the Shahada in the Quran. You won't find pray 5 times a day in the Quran. You won't find a list of 5 pillars in the Quran. I'm pointing this out because this is as basic as it gets, and you're not even getting this right.
No, the reality is that the vast majority of Muslims in the United States are not mosque-attending kinds of Muslims, and that's okay.
It's okay for Muslims to do other things when they're supposed to be at the mosque? Seriously? In Sahih al-Bukhari 657, Muhammad was about to burn Muslims alive and burn their houses to the ground because they didn't show up for prayer. It seems Muhammad took this whole mosque thing pretty seriously. But not to worry, all you Muslims who don't want to go to the mosque. ABC News has a thoroughly westernized Muslim woman telling you it's okay to ignore your prophet's commands.